Hey, hey. What the helly?
What the helly? What the helly? What the helly? What the helly? What the helly? What the helly? Dude, I feel a little buzz. Did I grab the wrong glass?
I hope not. Welcome to Mocktails Or Messy. This is Kelly Mizgorski.
And Ryan Frankowski.
We are so excited to be back together again.
Yes.
So last episode was your first solo. Tell me how that went.
It was nerve-wracking, Kelly. I needed to bounce ideas off of my bestie, and it was just like I was rambling, and I was thinking of you the whole time, like you being like, "Okay, get to the point. What are you doing?" You're like going off into so many tree branches.
Well, I like how you called me a feral raccoon, and you said I was smelly Kelly. So thanks a lot for that.
I mean, you were just a little bit feral and you were a little bit smelly, and I was just trying to like maybe exaggerate for the show.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's probably not much of an exaggeration. I had gone 3 days with no showering
Water.
because it was just cold water, and I did
Yeah,
not
you're not
wanna
gonna
take a
shower
I'm like,
without
you know what?
heat.
Like I did do for your information, I did do a birdie bath.
Oh.
Did like a quick little thing with the cold water
Okay.
because I know you said, "Oh, would it have hurt her to take a birdie bath?"
I know that was a little bit like I think I jumped the gun on that one, and after I said it, I'm like, oh my god, she probably did do like the little wipies or something, like the little like what are they called?
Like baby wipes?
Baby wipes, yeah, because you have a baby.
I do have a baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are having rosé all day.
Yes, let's go. Lisa Vanderpump inspired us. We were
Yeah.
watching a little bit of Vanderpump Rolls and like Vanderpump Villa filmed in Paris. So
I'm going to have the Prism. Found this at Whole Foods on our way over here because we are always flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest and candid, it took a lot to for me to get out of the house today.
I was gonna say you were throwing so many curveballs. Was I gonna pick you up? Or you gonna get dropped off? Or and I don't have a car right now. It's been a number
Yes.
of reasons that it's been flying out of the seat of your pants.
It's been a lot. It's been tough. I'm just so stressed out. My hair is falling out.
But it looks so pretty. It looks longer.
I recently got my hair done, and instead of the bleach, the highlights like I normally get, I just toned it, so I'm a little darker now. But I'm like, you know what? I'm already losing enough hair. I can't bleach it, and I don't know.
Well, the
cause more
outfit
damage.
is looking awesome.
Thank you.
Killed it. Give a little, can you do a little twirl? Stand up. Show us, what's going on. I love the powder blue with the little bit of
Thank
vintage
you.
vibe, the
Well,
orange.
You did. You did a good job. You picked this out for me at TJ Maxx, right?
I know. Hey, she's a Maxxinista, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
So
We do
thank you.
not judge. Well, I mean, we're like, I will say this I got is Scotch and Soda.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite brands. Rag and Bone Scotch and Soda. They're a little bit pricey. I mean, for most people, I think including myself, it's expensive. But this was found at Marshall's in Cranberry.
I do want to say you and your mom are so cute. So I don't know if it's a weekly or bi-weekly thing, but him and his mom, they do these little shopping trips together, bargain shopping at
Yes.
TJ Maxx, Marshall's, and all of a sudden I know what's happening. My phone will be ding 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 ding. It's all these pictures and videos of outfits, and he's like, "Do you want this one? Do you want this one? How about this one?" And so you've been doing all of my clothes shopping for me, and I appreciate that.
Well, cheers to you. Let's cheers to being your
cheers.
stylist. Your what else am I? Your podcast host. I mean, I guess you've been my therapist, so we'll we're bartering services.
Cheers,
bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, ho. So yeah, speaking of therapists,
How's that wine?
Oh, I didn't try it. I'm so bad. I always
Oh.
cheers and then I don't take the sip.
That's bad luck.
Oh my god. Okay, here.
Get that shit down that pipe.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
a good rosé.
Do you want to try mine, or you don't like to mix?
No, thank you.
Okay, so this is really the best right now whenever you're trying to grab something quick, non-alcoholic, rosé all day. It is the Gießen 0% New Zealand rosé de-alcoholized. I learned how to say that word, de-alcoholized.
I like how the color is exactly the same though as like the alcohol one. It's like exactly the same. So that is a good sign.
It is a good sign. And the nice thing about this mocktail, if you will, 45 calories per serving, 100 calories per bottle. We don't really care about the calories if you're a nutrition person. It's more about the sugar and the carbohydrates. So carbohydrates, 9 grams per serving. Whole bottle, 19 grams per serving for the carbohydrates. Sugar, 6 grams. That's not bad. 6 grams for a glass compared to everything else that's out there.
I'm going to try yours and see what it is like compared to...
13 grams for the whole bottle of sugar.
Oh, okay. That
is better than you would expect.
That might be my favorite non-alc wine I've tried.
Right?
Like, it tastes the most true.
Yes. So I've tried them all.
Yeah, that's better than the Chardonnay that we did. Yeah.
But this is, it's not dry, but it's drier than most non-alcs. Yeah.
It tastes like the real deal. Like, if I was 21 and you gave that to me in a cup, I'd probably start acting drunk after 5 minutes because
yeah, right?
I would think it was real.
I know. Recently, I did have a bottle whenever my parents met the boyf.
The boyfriend.
Yeah.
What did you say? Boyf? Boyf?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
BOYF?
Boyf.
Boyf.
Okay,
the boyf.
that's kind of cute.
Yeah, he's the boyf.
Okay, so how did that go?
It went better than I expected. I mean, I was a little nervous because I'm thinking to myself, like, we've been putting it off for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, like, the momentum was building. I was a little nervous just because, you know, whenever you, like, want to make the best impression and they make the best impression, and then also you want, like, you know, your father to behave because he's a little bit of a... You know, he's like outlandish. He
gets a little naughty.
Yeah, like he says like such crazy outlandish stuff.
I love that about him. But
yes. You either love Stevie Monster or there's people that cannot stand him because he's not afraid. It can push some
people the wrong way.
Yes, we love him because maybe he's just been like Papa Bear to you and me.
He's Papa Bear. He has taken care of us. He has taught both of us so many lessons.
Oh my God, for sure. Like he lives by like the Dave Ramsey financial freedom, you know, like he's successful. He's built his business. Like, I mean, I think some people would probably look at him as like, you know, Mr. like frugal, cheap skate.
Oh, he's given me so much financial advice. Did I listen to any of it? Probably not. No.
Yeah, I know. You want to, like, you really do. You see that there is like sense behind it.
He's right, but I'm not gonna listen. His number one rule for me, he was like, never buy a brand new car, like buy a used car. And I like almost all of my cars have been brand new.
I know you are bad. Okay, I've listened to him on the car thing. I've bought every car in cash, but I've had some beaters, and then I've also like not had a car. I've been just like driving other people's cars.
Well, you didn't need one in LA.
Oh no, I surprisingly, like whenever you think about it, like that was the reason I moved, because I was like, okay, I don't want a car. I love living in New York. But then I found out from people living in West Hollywood and Beverly Hills, they were like, Uber is so cheap and like you can just stay in that little vicinity. You don't have to like venture out.
Skirt. We were talking about
something more
your
important.
Parents meeting the boyf.
The boyf, yes.
So tell me how it was. Were people doing the mocktails? Did it get messy?
Well, let's get it down to like the nitty gritty.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay, so I have been really impressed by the boyf not really wanting to drink because he knows that I don't drink. So he's been like, you know, very like just sober curious and into like just doing like not drinking weekends. And so this was like the first time in a long time that I saw him like have some wine and have some vino and let loose, and he was having a good time, and my mom was having Cosmos. And so he was like, well, this is like the perfect, you know, time to just kind of have a couple and like sit back and relax. And then I think by the end of the night he was like, oh my God, like, you know, I think I had half of the bottle. And I'm like, well, that's no big deal, like, you know, I'm driving, no big thing. And then of course somebody decides to like get political Stevie Monster.
Okay.
And I'm just like, why are we talking about politics? Like,
Let me guess. He finished the bottle.
I mean, you're gonna have to ask him. I don't know if I'm allowed to like divulge that information. Yes, he did, just like you do.
Sometimes you just bottoms up because you just are like checking out of the situation. So I get it.
Yeah, like when you're like dealing with something that you're like, oh God, we're talking politics. I guess I have another glass of wine.
Yeah, or like, for you, what do you do to get out to dodge those situations now that you're a mocktail king?
It's been stressful. I remember I had to deal with somebody on the regular, like maybe once a week or like every 2 weeks, and I'd be like running to Sunoco to get that fucking kratom shot, that feel free.
I know.
And that was fucking with me. Remember I had this like come to Jesus moment. I was like, Kelly, what is this? Like, what is this feeling?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it because it's like, it's good, but then it's also like, it makes you feel like kind of like, it's like an anxiety thing. Like I was relying on like running to Sunoco to get this feel free kratom shot. So I don't know. We'll talk about that in another episode, but like, I really think that people got to be careful with that feel free kratom.
I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you didn't try it whenever we had it on with Russ.
No, I did
not. Like
not.
episode 3, he brought it on, and I thought it was great, but I did feel buzzed.
I'm just not going to go there. That sounds so weird to me. And like, I know that my body doesn't react too well to like CBD, and I know that that's not CBD, but like, I don't know what other things my body isn't gonna react well with, so I'm just not gonna even make it a variable.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I think that it's totally like, just when you're considering, like, I was talking to somebody today and they're like, do you do AA? Like, have you ever done it? And I was like, I did do it when I was in LA because it was kind of like church, like just because I was not really sober, but my trainer was. And then I also had a lot of sober friends. I was starting to get like a hold of like finding that there was a lot of successful people in Hollywood and even like just in LA, like lawyers, producers, directors that were all going to AA.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be around these people, and I might not be sober yet, but I was like encouraged or inspired by these successful people that were going to church.
That's awesome.
AA.
Okay, so what is your fun fact of the day? Do you have one?
I started to use ChatGPT as a therapist that you encouraged me to do.
Good for you. I mean, yeah, what is it? Have you, how's it been working?
Well, it's weirdly like satisfying. Like they're telling you, like, it makes you feel like you're not like crazy, and it's like you're thinking it through. Like it's always like that positive reinforcement when you're asking a question, like as in like you're trying to be a patient, and the ChatGPT is
super
therapist.
validating like of your feelings. I agree. And I do actually ask whenever I'm using ChatGPT as a therapist, I do ask it to play like devil's advocate, and like I'm like, you know what, I can see the other side as well, like if it's like a problem I'm having with somebody, like what is it you think that like they're thinking, and it'll just tell me, and I'm like, okay, I already could have guessed that. So it's super validating, and it's confidence building almost.
I didn't know. How did you think to even start? Did you Google it, or did you find somebody that was doing it?
I mean, I just did it. I'm alone with my kids all the time, and my husband's not always there. Sometimes like it's late at night, and I just am deep in thought. And I was like, I'm just going to ask like ChatGPT if I'm struggling with something, and it just like always is helpful for me.
Am I saying it right? ChatGPT?
Yes. What did it sound like I said?
I think I was saying ChatGPT.
Oh.
It's P.
Yeah, it's P.
Okay, I messed up, guys. It's ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
doesn't surprise you, right? What's your fun fact of the day?
I want you to guess.
Okay.
What animal can hold their breath longer, a sloth or a dolphin?
So the original thought is dolphin, but it does have that hole on its head, and I'm gonna say a sloth.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so sloth, it can slow its heart rate so much that it can hold its breath up to 40 minutes underwater. And a dolphin can only hold its breath for like 10 minutes.
Okay, and what is a sloth?
It's those like slow like monkey thingies that like they got those little hooks and they
Oh,
like climb in the
yeah.
trees.
Yeah, I think they're in Madagascar.
Probably.
Or maybe not.
I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
another one.
I actually don't know.
Now that you say a sloth, I just wanted people to know for like the audience, like a sloth. Like you had described it right.
I
You
think everyone
did.
knows what a sloth is, but yeah, I
I
actually don't
don't
know where they
know. I
live.
mean, I'm not that like animal person. I wouldn't like think like, oh, it's automatically like that guy that's like a monkey in the tree.
You're hilarious.
Hilaire.
So no, I miss you. I miss you so much, and I feel like you've been kind of like distant. Like I used to assume if a friend is like quiet or distant, it meant that like I did something wrong, and I'd like spiral, make it all about me, and I'd get like weird. But now I kind of like pause, I check in, and I remember like not everything is about me, and like sometimes people are just going through like life, and the best thing I can do is like love them and not take it personally. I know you've just been so busy with like work that I
Well, I
feel like we
saw.
haven't been like talking that much.
I know, and honestly, I do think that we both are slammed with work, kids, new relationship, and trying to balance our family. Like, we are really involved with our family. Like, being the eldest, I think that we definitely, want to be involved as much as possible. And I think they rely on us to, like, even you, like, organizing something, you were like, hey, I had to, like, tell people to, like, reach out to other people, like, you know what I mean, with communication.
Right. No, I know you've been so busy, and I know you've been like doing like work with your dad and stuff
And
like
even my
that.
mom, like, I've been trying to take care of her as much as I can because, like, with the foot thing, she had foot surgery.
Right, right.
And so I think that it's just been, but I will say the new relationship, like, I used to have a lot more free
Yes.
time and I was up your ass a lot more.
Right.
And even, I don't know, like, now that you're closer to my parents, like, we were going to be able to, like, do so much more. And I think it's also, too, your renovation. I'm not going to, like, hang out there while you're doing renovation
I
work.
know.
You
I
know?
know. I'm
Like,
living in a work zone right now.
but it was amazing to spend time with the author and be out on your like your outdoor space is like amazing that I can't wait till the warm weather happens, then we'll be like spending a lot more time together.
Right, exactly.
All right, Kelly, what's good with you lately?
Honestly, like I've kind of stopped sharing the exciting stuff going on in my life.
Wait, what? That's not like you.
I know.
Why?
I don't know. It's like it's not that I'm not like proud of it all. I'm just realizing like not everybody wants to like see you win. So like, sometimes you share like good news and there's like silence or like,
Mm-hmm.
awkward like fake congratulations, and like I just like pretend not to notice the energy, but it's like people's energy has been really affecting me lately, so I'm really trying to like protect myself. I'm going through like a self-healing phase in my life right now.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and I do think that is so real. It's like you drop these little nuggets of like just you got the article and then like you're excited about like sharing that. Like that's a huge like thing. Like we both didn't expect to have like an article, and like on top of it, just like the podcast is like hitting so many milestones, but like suddenly people go mute, and it's like with the weirdest one-liners.
I know.
Like,
It's so fucking weird.
what the fuck? Like, even the boyfriend thing, it was like, wait, what? I can't talk about that because you don't have somebody in your life? Not you,
Yeah.
but
No,
like,
I remember that, yeah.
yeah, it's like I'm excited to share, and then somebody's like, well, they go directly to like, well, like I'm going away, and like, blah blah blah, like, I'm just gonna go on like the apps. I'm like, wait, when did this become about you?
Right. Like you share something exciting and someone like flips it around on them. Like I feel like there's like red flags, right? So it's like
We need green flags.
if you talk to someone and it just like feels off after you talk to them, like do you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yes.
they like, and then it's almost like sometimes like they want to hear about the bad shit. Like they perk up when you say, "Oh, I'm having a bad day." "Oh, I want to hear about it."
Uh-huh.
And then it's like when I'm having a good day, they don't want to hear about that.
Oh yeah, people think that I'm super la la land. I'm sure you even too. Like just like super optimistic. They just like want to talk smack about like, oh well, they're only interested if like you're having a rough day.
Right. Because they want to see you fucking fail. And we're not going to name any names here, but like,
No no no
we're
no.
cleaning out the trash.
I love the filtration system. I love the Brita of life, right?
You have to like protect yourself. Like you have to
Protect
your
your
own peace
peace.
because nobody's going to do it for you. You have to protect your own
No,
peace.
no. And I've noticed in the past that like it has been fun. Like somebody even recently said to me, they're like, "You don't have that many friends," and I was like, "Well, it's by choice. Like." I don't really have relationships with people that are surface or that people that were party friends or people that just like want to get together to just like talk about what the pleasantries.
Oh my
Like
gosh, I cannot
remember
do the
I was
pleasantries. I cannot
dying
do
when
the
you were
small
talking
talk.
about the small talk is fine for business.
Yeah.
It's fine for maybe it's fine for like Grammy and Grandpa, but even then I'm like pleasantries, like why are we talking about the weather? Why are
Yeah.
we talking about stupid shit? So
Right.
like, you leave these like chats that you feel so like dim, like your light was dim or like they were like kind of draining your energy. And I was like thinking to myself after leaving these chats, I was like, am I being too much? Like when is reality you were just like being like happy? Like in reality, you were just being happy.
Right.
But like maybe I was being too exuberant or maybe I'm being too like lovey-dovey happy like about this new chapter in my
No.
life.
No, they just want to dim your light. And we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep our little candlelight burning.
Yes,
And
flickering,
I don't know.
flicker.
I feel like everyone has gone through this, like,
Oh yeah.
so
I mean,
just trying to
listen,
shine light on it.
especially with people that you can't necessarily like run from.
Right. Oh my gosh, yes. That's the toughest one. I think that I've had so many good things happen lately. Like I've moved to my dream house and I had so much good news to share. And now like I'm going through a hard time because my basement flooded. We
Wah,
had to like
wah.
rip out the walls, the ceiling, like it's a lot. I had belongings down there that were in boxes that I hadn't unpacked yet that are damaged,
Yeah.
like some sentimental items. And now I just am living in more of a construction zone, which is not comfortable, especially when you're raising two children and you have like 5 indoor animals, and it's just a lot. So, I've had a lot going on lately, and if chaos had like a fan club, I'm like the president right now. And
So true.
like when you're in that space, you start to notice the little things that either help or like really don't help, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you
What's
know where
gonna
this
help
is going?
you? What's gonna help you?
you know, something that like low key like makes me feel worse and not better is when people like don't ask how you're doing. They just assume like, "Oh, you must be feeling better now." Like, "Oh, you're sleeping again. I'm sure that you feel better." And it's
Mhm.
like, "Wait, like what chapter of my life did you read that in?"
Yeah, they
Like,
just don't really give a fuck
yeah, I did
or
sleep
shit
good last night,
or
but that doesn't mean I'm
care.
like doing better. It's
I
like you're painting
know.
this narrative to my life, and like I'm realizing who actually gives a fuck and who is
Mhm.
just going through the motions per se.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, I'm curious what you guys all think about this. Do you have anybody that you come out of conversation and you feel a little bit drained because you're like, they just are, low energy, negative, or they like love to hear about the drama or the gossip? They really don't care about like the accomplishments or positive things in your life. Like, I get it has to be a two-way street. I think sometimes when people are going through the ringer and they just feel like somebody else, such as yourself, are like kind of hitting these milestones, these big, new exciting chapters in your life, that they're just like not in the place to be celebratory. So I think, given devil's advocate, maybe it's just they don't know how to be happy when they're going through the hard time, because I think a lot of times, you have to be real and vulnerable and be honest and like wear your heart on your sleeve so then you can
Yes.
move past
Express
it.
yourself and
Yes.
allow other people to express themselves.
Yeah.
Don't just wrap a bow around it and say they're good. Like,
I know.
actually listen and allow people to
Yeah.
express themselves. I've just felt very, like, trapped inside myself lately. Like, that's
gotta
why
get
I've,
you
like,
out.
turned to ChatGPT. I'm like, am I crazy?
No, no, you're not. You're valid to feel those things. Being a mother of two and even like being like in charge of a whole house and being able to like just, run things and like organize holidays. And I mean, Mother's Day is coming up and, you deserve to have like, a little celebration.
Thank you.
You're doing a good
Yeah,
job.
I
You're,
mean,
you're positive.
it's fine. It's just a pet peeve, and like, I'm just asking, like, can we normalize actually asking people how they're doing and being okay with the answer if it isn't wrapped in a bow?
I know.
And like, sometimes you don't have to say anything, right? Like,
Right.
sometimes people just want someone to listen and like feel like
Yes.
just empathize with them a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
so they're not alone. Nobody wants to feel alone.
Well, and prime example, like with my mom going through the foot surgery, it's
Right.
like the circumstances cannot change. It
Right.
is what it is right now.
Exactly.
And so for somebody to just show up and just talk it out and like be okay that it's not okay, get a little emotional,
Yeah.
give somebody a hug,
Yeah.
and just be able to be present.
Being present. I
And
think
being
that is the
present,
word.
That's the
That
key.
means the world to a lot of people. I guess some people
Yeah.
are different, or everybody's wired differently.
Well, I think Dan Berta said it best in episode 1. If people would just be honest with what's going on in their head,
Yes.
instead of trying to put this facade of smoke and mirrors.
Oh my gosh.
I will
yes.
never forget that. He said it best. Stop lying to yourself. Stop trying to create this narrative that everything's perfect in my life
Oh
and
my
I feel
gosh.
bad for you or this sucks. But then it's like, you really have to just be vulnerable and honest and like, be optimistic. You were a prime example of the best way to handle a flooding in a basement. You were like smiling and you're like, thank you so much for coming. It was the moral support. And guess what?
That's all I needed.
Insurance is going to cover it. And guess what?
Yes.
Even if it wasn't, it's like you're not going to not get it fixed because of mold.
Right. No, I think,
You were so happy.
I am happy and everything is great. It's just, I don't think my body knows the difference between like good stress and bad stress. And
Okay.
like with the move, I haven't allowed myself to sit down in like probably 3 months. Like if my son is like taking a nap, I am like rushing around to do other things. And I've
Exactly.
realized that I've sent my nervous system into an overdrive, which is why my hair is falling out. It's why I'm having like panic attacks.
Yeah.
Like I'm slowing down now,
That's
guys, and I am
scary.
protecting my peace because like everything is great, but like I have driven myself into not the best place. Like,
I'm sorry.
so no, I want to just encourage people to like sit down and take 5 minutes for themselves, like each and every day, so that you don't send yourself into overdrive like I have.
Can you describe the panic attack?
Yes. So I could be just like driving or just sitting there, and all of a sudden it's like I cannot get oxygen. It's like I cannot get air into my lungs, and it's like I'm air hungry, and I'm like trying to breathe, but I can't get a full breath, and I start getting a little lightheaded, vision gets a little blurry. I've noticed one thing that like helps is looking at one like spot like ahead and turning my head like side to side while I keep my eye on that spot. That helps kind of like start to calm my nervous system. And then another thing I've started to like practice is, let me see what it's called. It's EFT tapping. So it's emotional freedom technique. It's like a Chinese medicine type of thing. I don't know if medicine is the right
What?
word. It's like, yeah. So like you basically just take like your pointer finger and your index finger and your middle finger, and you just like tap these like pressure points or whatever they are, and it slowly starts to calm your nervous system down.
It does feel good.
And some spots are a little tender, and I just tap those into a little more, like, and then the tenderness kind of goes away, and you go like forehead, side of like beside your
Oh my
eye,
god, that feels
under
weirdly
your
good.
eye, under your nose. You do your chin. You can do the top of your head. You do your collarbone, and then you do like the outsides of your hands. And I've been doing that every day, and it kind of like resets your nervous system. You think positive thoughts while you're doing it. And I
That's
am
magical.
coming out of this. Like, I'm starting to come out of this, guys.
It sounds
but
hokey.
it's,
Like I
yeah.
probably would have thought that 5 years ago. I would have been like, "Oh, that's bullshit."
Yeah, like, what a wackadoodle do. What
But
is she
it's
talking about?
Weird. I
Right.
like it. I kind of dig it. You're gonna have to send me that.
I will, yes. I have a little
Yeah.
like screenshot of it. Like, yeah, I'll send it
Because
to you.
like I literally like lost it on the phone today because I just had a car that is like they're like basically they don't have any loaners, and like my trunk needed to like get fixed, and they're like, so
Mhm.
we opened up your trunk but we need to buy a part, and so like you can't drive it, and it's like every day is like another day, like, oh sorry, the part should be in tomorrow, and it's like then the part's not in tomorrow, then it's like, oh, should be in the next day. It's like I don't know if it's just they don't want to tell me the truth that it's not going to get done until this weekend. And then it's like, even then, it's like, they're like, but we'll get it to you by this weekend. I'm like, it's been Monday and it's almost Friday. We were talking like, you just be real, be upfront with me and say that it's not going to get done until Friday, but they just don't know. And so I literally like hung up the phone because I was
Did
trying
you?
to keep it together. And I was like, I went
Oh.
like this. Fuck! And I'm like, so many people saw me in the parking lot.
Oh my
and I'm like,
gosh.
wait, why did I need to do that? I didn't need to scream fuck.
No, you did. You had to release that like pent up feeling.
Yeah,
You
I
definitely
know.
did. It's okay
know.
to scream. So there was one time when my daughter was like a baby. She's like almost 5 now. She would not take her nap, and I was like, my husband was away. I was like starting to like not be able to handle it. So I just like put her in her crib, and I went outside. I had some acreage, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs outside.
That's amazing.
I'm like, I don't even give a fuck if the neighbors think I'm crazy.
That's
and
kind of amazing.
It made me feel better. I composed myself. I went back in.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
I kind of like it.
Mhm.
It is fun. Like we joked about it in like the pandemic. Me and my brother were stuck in the house for like 36 hours because like I think we just for some reason didn't go outside and it was cold or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just started screaming and we called it scream therapy, and it
It's
did
true.
feel good.
It's true. Or just literally punching a pillow. Sometimes you just need to like beat the crap out of a pillow. Sometimes like I get that rage and I'm like, it's better the pillow like than somebody's face, right?
You would never do that. You're not a fighter. You're a lover. Actually, sometimes I
Mm.
think that you should do boxing.
Maybe I'll get into it soon.
Yeah, for sure. I love a good box session. But, you know, real talk. I mean, I think that you just really are finding who you are. This is like your forever home.
Yeah.
You are in the school district. You're not moving schools. You don't have to deal with private school anymore.
Life's a journey. You're always going to be discovering things about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think even just being like a year and a half almost sober, I'm still just figuring out who I am.
Yeah. I mean, I hope to still be finding out who I am when I'm like in my 70s. I don't ever want to be like, okay, this is who I am.
Right.
That's like so closed minded.
It is. And I think that's probably what generations past have just kind of accepted.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah,
But maybe that's
Uncle,
fine for
yeah,
them.
Uncle Henry, he's just a creep. Like, it's okay. He's family, so we'd accept him who he is, right? Like, it's just like
Oh,
you're like you have to just
yeah.
accept it. And it's like I feel like we're beyond that now.
I know. I think that's what the big uproar is with. That's the big uproar with our generation versus our parents and
Yes.
grandparents.
I think our generation is more about like
We're not
self-improvement
going
and
to.
not putting up with the bullshit.
Yeah, we're not going to accept that crazy, right?
It's
We're
like,
not
no,
gonna
Uncle
accept that
Henry is a
crazy.
creep, and I'm going to stay away from him because he stares at my tits, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, I'm going to stay away from him.
You're so funny. Well, and I think too, like I always like wanted to drink to fit in with certain people in my family because it was just like a way of life. And then I'm finally like putting my foot down and I'm saying like, no, like this is who I am.
Mhm.
I do not like you need to accept me for who I am. But
Yeah.
then they kind of like almost like I've noticed a shift in the pleasantries and the niceties. There's no like we need to have a conversation because maybe we just don't have anything in common.
Yes, absolutely. I think I saw a funny
Which is
reel. I
weird.
think I sent you the reel. It was like that friend that you meet at a party, they're like talking your ear off, and then you run into them like out in public. You're like, "Hey," and they're just
Yeah.
like cold, and they're like a different person when they're not drinking alcohol. And
Mhm.
it's like,
The guy was like saying like whenever
yeah,
they're like, "Oh my god, we should hang out tomorrow." You
yeah,
are like so
yes,
cool. I
yeah,
didn't realize how much fun we would have. And
yeah.
then it's like the sober version would just be like, "Hi,
Yeah. Yes, drinking friends are so much different than
real friends."
real friends. And I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like, in college, I thought I had like 100 friends.
I know.
But they were all just like drinking friends, and I don't even know if I would have anything in common with them if I wasn't
No,
like
right.
drinking with them.
Oh, for sure. Like I even think to myself like now that I've been in like a new relationship, I was like I probably would have never even thought of like this person being like a match back in the day.
Right.
Because I was a
They've
little
got their head on too
cuckoo.
straight, right?
Yeah, they have their
for
head
the
on
old
too
Ryan,
straight.
For the old Ryan.
Oh yeah, like the old Ryan wanted like crazy, messy, wild,
wanted
like
chaos.
exuberant, like chaos. Like I
Mhm.
probably in some fucked up weird way, I like wanted that soap opera drama, but like funny, not like serious and like dark.
Totally.
I wanted that like crazy soap, life.
I hear ya. I mean, yeah, sometimes when things are too perfect, it gets a
But
little
then
boring
we
too,
can
but
understand
yeah.
why the people that are coming for the dimness of the light,
Mhm.
there is that element. If it's too positive and too happy, it can be like flat for them and boring.
Sure. Sure. But okay. Here's something, since we're getting like vulnerable today and real, I do
Yes.
want to like fess up to something that is real and that I feel really bad about.
Did you do a boo boo? Did you make a boo boo?
This has to do with you, and I want your take on it. I want your take on it because I think that this is like a learning experience for everybody, because this is something I like didn't really think through, and I felt really bad. So there was this moment when I asked Ryan if he wanted kids, and immediately I felt like really dumb for asking, like not because the question was bad, but because I realized I wasn't thinking about what that question might mean coming from a straight woman to a bisexual male who's in a male relationship.
Yes, I remember this question.
Yeah, like it just really hit me how many times like have you been asked that, and like that might be like painful because like I know at one point you said like if you were ended up with a woman that you did want children.
Oh, for sure. I was like, I want 4
Yeah.
or 2.
Right.
Even numbers. 3
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, 3's like,
Yeah, so like I don't know. It's like I don't want to ask painful questions for someone, because there's like a lot more that goes into this, right? Like
Yeah, like now that I think about it, how hard I work and the amount of money that it will cost for adoption and even surrogacy, I'm like, wait, my friend Danny, he said that he paid $250,000 for one child. So he has
Are you
2.
kidding me?
So then he's basically stating that he has paid $500,000 for 2 designer babies. He claims that the egg was 90,000 per, so like this egg. And so then it's just like my head is spinning. I'm like, so wait, I don't even mind, like I would love to adopt. But
Right.
then it's kind of like one of those situations that's even costly. And then it's like you have to get on a list, and it's just like it's so much, it's like a process. So it's
Right.
like for you as a heterosexual couple, you
Yeah.
have the luxury of like, okay, well maybe if we have them, it's great. If you don't, it's also not a bad call because we're overpopulated and they're so expensive. But
They are expensive, yes.
but it's just like there is something everybody says as a mother and a father. I've never heard anybody say they regret it. They're always saying, even if they did, they wouldn't admit it. But I would say 90% of the people that I've talked to that have, including yourself, there is nothing like it. And it's just, you have this love and this passion for your little one, and you just like, you can't like describe the mother love and even a father's love. I mean, mother's stronger. It's like it was growing inside of you, but like there is just like nothing better than seeing your little one grow older and see them just mature and like advance, and you're just, that kind of unconditional love really exists with a kid.
Yeah, yeah, and like for all intents and purposes, I got pregnant.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay a dime. The insurance covered it. So it's like
Exactly.
I didn't realize how privileged I was until I asked you that question
Yeah.
and realized like it's not like that easy for
Right.
you.
Yeah,
It's not so straightforward.
I think if you have a ton of disposable income, it's just like such an easy like think about it. Like you look at the people that maybe can't get pregnant and then they have a surrogate and they have a ton of disposable income, and then even like the gays, like even like my Aunt Rita, her nephew in Philadelphia has 2 kids, and like I don't know what they spend. They're both teachers too.
Right. Well, I
So
feel very thankful like that you gave me grace and
yeah.
that you weren't like, upset with me for being such an airhead about that type of thing.
Well, I know you always have it coming from a good place, but like I think as my life has shifted, there is that moment in time where you're like, okay, so like I'm 34 and the person that I'm with is, almost 40. So like these are the times to really like get it out of there in the open and be like, is that something in the future? Is that something that you want? And then they don't. And I kind of did. I was on the fence. But I also was like, this is where my brain went. I only want a kid. And this is not a good thing. I only want children if I have the ability to have a full-time nanny. Which means that you don't really want to be committed to raise them.
Right.
Which is
Yes.
not a reason to have children, right?
I mean, yeah, it's a huge commitment.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, like, do you ever see?
You know what? You've never even had like a dog.
I know. I know. Well, I think it's just like, you know what it was? And I remember this with me. They did not like this about my, I was answering these questions for this reality show, and it was an audition, and it was something about like, my career is number one. It comes before anybody else. It's my priority, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but like, it was just like all about like wanting to make the career as like number one before anyone else, even a partner. And they were like, wow, that he was a little like, really? Like, not even me? Like, you want your career is number one and I'm number 2 or number 3? And it's for some people, and we know those people,
Mm-hmm.
their significant other is their number one ride or die. Like, and I think it should be for whatever makes sense. But like for me, it's like, it's always going, I came into this life by myself. I obviously had a family, but you come in by yourself, and the most important person should be yourself. and if your career is
Yes.
important, or if your physique is important, or if like your, certain, like, I don't know, lifestyle. What am I trying to say, Kelly?
Hey, I'm starting to feel that. It's
You
like
know
if
what
you're
are you-
not putting yourself first, then you're not showing up your best version for everybody
Yes.
else that's in your
Yes.
life. So you
Yeah.
do need to like definitely put yourself first.
Right.
Take care of yourself first. That's why I'm so run down. I've been putting everybody ahead of me, and I'm done doing that. I mean, obviously, if my kid needs to eat, I'm gonna feed my kid before I feed
I'm
myself.
done doing
like,
that.
All
I
right,
love how
I
you
think
say that.
let's wind down. Let's wind down.
Are we winding down?
winding down,
oh my
guys.
God. I love
So,
winding down with
with
you.
all of the stress, let's talk about our routines. How are we
Yeah.
keeping the stress down? One of my favorite drinks now at night is just like a tart cherry juice with like a splash of sparkling water. It kind of like calms me down, and I bought that magnesium like calm drink that I do sometimes. Have you've had that?
I love it.
You like magnesium?
I do.
Yeah, it is like this
It's
calm
so
effect,
good.
instant.
I know. And it
calm.
doesn't give me that crazy neurotic behavior running to Sunoco for kratom.
Jesus Christ.
Magnesium is like calming but not addictive.
Right. I haven't done like the ashwagandha or like reishi tea.
We probably
Have you?
I think I did because it's in this Little Saints.
Okay.
You sent me the Shark Tank clip that Little Saints went on.
Oh, did you get it?
Well, so Cinco de Mayo of 2024. I can't believe this is the last time. Is it the last time I saw my other bestie, Jonathan?
I was gonna say who, but it's okay. It's Jonathan. It's okay. There's room for you.
Yeah. Well, it's the last time. I can't believe it's the last time I saw him. That doesn't. No. I saw him recently at the Oscars, but the time that I went to Cinco de Mayo, he was such an all-star, and he showed up with this Little Saints, and it had the reishi. It was like the tequila alternative.
Yeah. Did you like it?
It tasted funky, but I liked the feeling. It just felt very minimal. Like,
Now I know with your sobriety, you are like staying away from things that are kind of altering how you feel to like to a certain extent. Like you do drink caffeine again. You took a little pause.
I took a month and a
Like
half off.
would you do reishi now? Like
So I want to look it up. I want to be
yeah,
careful.
you're doing more research now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing more research.
I like that.
Yeah. I think the thing is you have to be careful, but then I'm also not in a position to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna like fucking relapse. Like we were talking about this last night on a Zoom with some non-elk people, and they were like, they call it zebra-ing. So like when somebody goes to the bar and they're having mocktails and they might have a drink to like just in between. So like with a zebra person, it would be like yourself. You're going to be more mindful because maybe you want to drive home, or maybe you want to be like really clear tomorrow. So you're going to have like a real cocktail, but then you're going to have a non-elk. So like with me being sober, I think to myself, like with the reishi and the lion's mane and all that, I'm not going to be so restrictive even with caffeine, but I'm also going to like do my research like with the kratom, and I'm like, okay, wait, I don't like this feeling of like I need it.
Yeah, that's never good.
Right?
It's not good, like at all.
Yeah.
But because I've been there, trust me.
Oh yeah.
But like, oh my
Well,
God.
we all have been like after work. You're like, oh,
Right.
I need a
Yeah,
drink.
it's
like it's been
I
a
need
stressful
drink.
week.
You're listening to the radio, right? And the song is like, pour me a drink or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
like,
the bar getting
I
tipsy.
need to go to the bar and get tipsy now. It's like,
I
no, like
know.
don't let the mind control happen. But
Right.
I don't know. I've been loving like Olipop and like probiotic drinks because it's like,
Oh, and I
good
was
for your
saying
gut.
probiotic, but it's prebiotic.
Oh, there's
Oh,
yes, there is prebiotic
Poppy.
stuff too. Oh, okay.
Poppy's pre.
Okay.
What's the pro and the pre? I was
I
trying to
don't
figure it
know.
out.
I don't
Okay.
know. There's prebiotics and probiotics. I think we've talked about it.
I
like,
think we
before,
did, and we forgot.
I just like that's why we're airheads. Epsom salt baths. Do you do baths?
You know what? I need to get back into it. I miss it.
Do you have a tub to soak
I
in?
do.
Yeah.
I think I just don't feel like I want. Like you got to make the time.
You do have to make the time. Yes.
And I said something to the boy. I was like, we got to do that sometime.
So relaxing.
And they were like, yeah, whenever we get a big tub.
I know that's the problem. Like
Well, you have a big ass tub
I do now. I do now. I have yet to use it.
but
I'm
you
ready to do
didn't
it.
in the last place.
No, I did not. So I
Yeah.
can finally take a bath, and I need to do it.
Yes.
I miss it. I feel like there's nothing that kind of like calms me down more than an Epsom salt bath.
I feel like the outdoor shower is gonna be magical.
Oh my gosh, yes, I have an outdoor shower. I will be taking outdoor showers, listening to the crickets. I love,
That's the best feeling.
nature. And then God, stretching. I've been stretching now,
Yes.
and that totally
has changed you.
has changed. I think like I haven't had an anxiety attack since I've like been stretching and
Yeah.
like taking walks and just taking care of myself. Keep nurturing yourself, guys. Don't wait until you are kind of like having panic attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Or feeling like crap. Like you need to keep up with it, because that's just something I didn't understand. I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing until like I don't want to do something irreparable to like my health because I'm pushing myself too hard.
Yeah, I do think that is important because I don't want you to have a panic attack, and I don't want you to like, I don't want to have to like come over there and you be like defeated. I don't think you would do that, but you just never know when you have so much on your mind and you have so much responsibility. Like I really have no responsibility.
Well, you did say like one time you did have a panic attack. What was that like for you?
I had it in the pandemic, and it was just like I think I was coming off of like a bender of like drinking so much, not knowing where my life was, and like how like when you have like the hangover like later, it's not like in the morning. Like it's one thing in the morning, it's like okay, you have like greasy food or you just push through your work day. I've definitely had a lot of those in New York. But when I like had the hangover happen like later at night,
that's weird.
and then I think I just was dehydrated, and I was also like, what is going on with my life? Like it was like the hangxiety.
And how did it feel? Like were you having trouble like taking in air like I was, or like what was your kind of like symptoms?
I think I was just like my mind was racing. Like bad thoughts.
Oh, wow.
And I can't even really pinpoint what the bad thoughts were. I think I was just like,
It's
oh
like
my
your
God, what
head was
happening
just
is my life? Like,
spinning.
I'm just like, I can't be here right now. I need to be back in LA. I was in Pittsburgh, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm a fucking loser. And yeah, it was a lot to go through your head at that point at 30. Wait, no, I was 29. I was 29.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
And so another thing, I was turning 30, and I was like, what the fuck?
Mode. That was crisis mode for me as well.
Yes. It's a weird time in your life. Like same with probably people that are like 39 or 49. You're hitting that big next milestone, and if you're not where you want to be, you're going to panic. Or you hope you don't have a panic attack, but I definitely felt like it was close to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to be so flighty. I feel like you would just, it's like this isn't working, so you would like dart off to the next thing so fast.
Next city.
You were so unpredictable, and I feel like you've never been so grounded. Like when you moved here 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago,
didn't think I was going to stay.
I didn't. A year and a half ago, I guess. I was like, okay, he's going to be...
December 20th of 2023.
I thought you'd be gone in 3 months.
Really?
I thought there's no way he's
Aunt
staying
Reagan
here.
said the same thing, and I was like, I don't think so.
I'm so glad that you're here still, but I totally thought you were a flight risk. When we started this podcast, I thought, I'm not pouring too many eggs into this basket with him because he's going to be gone into the next city.
Well, you sure fooled me.
You
You really fooled me because you went all in, and I think you going all in actually grounded me. And truly, I gotta thank you. I love you for that.
Love
You
you.
definitely grounded me for that, and also like sobriety, and also just even realizing as I got older, family is so important. It's like number one for me.
Yeah.
And even though I was away of like I think I was trying to like justify like, oh, I need to be in Los Angeles for my acting career, or I need to be somewhere where it's gay friendly or bi friendly or LGBTQ plus. When I moved back, I was like, wait, I can live and work in Shady Side. I can do like, I can sell and like, you know, I can do real estate. I can do podcasting. I can be close to my family. I can hop on a plane to Miami or LA for work. And it's like, it just is the best of all worlds.
Yeah.
I don't want to say both worlds because there are multiple worlds that are colliding with like our podcast, with you having a big, you know, real estate milestone for my career and for yours. Like, we have gone through so much in our 20 plus years of friendship, and
That's
to
crazy to
see
say.
this
Yeah.
like evolve into like over 50,000 followers. I mean, we have to
Yes.
celebrate to that. Like, we are actually fucking living in the present, in the now, and we are doing everything we can to spread this mission that, like, you really can get messy with the mocktailers, get mocktailed with the messy. You know, we really do want to like talk about like ourselves and our debaucherous past so we can grow from it.
Yes.
And let's
We
bring
have
it
a
all
messy past, and
together.
we love to talk about it. And yes, thank you so much for the 50,000 followers on Instagram and the multiple downloads of the episodes between Spotify, Apple,
Even Buzzsprout,
Buzzsprout,
YouTube.
Thank you so much. You guys really, we're here. We're gonna keep doing this.
We want
We're having
you
fun, but
guys
thank
to be
you.
entertained. We want to educate you. We want to be vulnerable. We want
wanna
you to come
connect.
on.
We
We
want
want to
you
connect.
to be involved. Yes.
Yes. We want to spread this message of mocktails or
Messy.
this is Ryan Frankowski and
Kelly Mizgorski. Have a good night.
cheers.
Cheers.
Or day or morning.
Don't drop that.
Dun-dun. Don't drop that dun dun dun.
Don't drop that. Don't drop that.
dun dun dun. Don't drop that dun dun dun.